Hi guys, it is Belle here, and it is day 20 of hashtag Creep on June, created by the wonderful Tracy Fox. Please do check out the links below. And this is the ephemera base for day 20 in the digital kit. I'm not going to lie, this is probably my least favourite. I love the effects of it, but I think it's because it's so obviously the checkerboard effect that I don't know, like my brain is struggling with it. However, what I decided to do was a bit of a more simple flippy flappy tag thing, and so I actually printed this out 3 times, and we're going to go with the theme of the house being all left. You know, the sadness of an abandoned house. I do think it's sad. Do you guys? I mean, houses are meant to be lived in. So to see a house all abandoned and maybe like broken things in there and the leftovers from someone's life, I don't know. It makes me a little sad. So I folded these over, each of them over. And I'm actually going to cut them down. I don't want them to be tags today. We're going to cut them down. We're going to round the corners. And I want each one just ever so slightly smaller than the last one. If I cut the top off this. Yeah, I want it ever so slightly smaller than the one before it. Just slightly. Like that. I'm going to have to try and remember which is which. I may number them. This one's going to be even smaller. Like so. Right. And then I'm going to glue these together, all of them. So let's do that. Yeah, simpler one today, guys. So I hope you're not disappointed. But I don't know, my brain just wouldn't work with this. So together. But I hope you are all okay. So like that. Glue that down. I will probably end up stitching around these, or if not these, at least what's going to go on top of them. So just get my glue book. That would probably help, wouldn't it? Like so. Yeah, just a simple kind of flippy tag or journaling card space. We're not even going to do anything too elaborate to it today. We're just doing it as is, and I'm going to round the corners because I want these rounded. That's that. And then these ones too. I realised I hadn't really made anything. Like, I've made the tags normally as tags. So I just decided, let's change it up a little bit. Right. So this is this one. This will go on top like this. This will go on top like that. And then this is going to go on top of all of them. So let's round, I think, just those 2 corners actually on that one. I'm hoping this is going to go on top of all of them. Okay, so I have these images and I feel like trying to work out which one. I really like this image because the markings on the floor down here kind of make me think of this flower. I don't know why, but they really do. but then this looks more dilapidated. And this would be the first tag. So I'm thinking you're going to kind of see more of that. So let's do that one first. Cut the top off. I want some of that roof. And then we're just going to measure this like so. Leave a little amount and chop that off too. Like that. So that is for the smallest one. And we need this one for the largest one. So again, let's chop this top bit off. Yeah, I just wanted to think about it being what's left. Oh, perfect. In a house when everything is gone. And I may even put this one here. I was going to put extra writing space, but I could put it on the back possibly. We will play with that idea. I'm going to chop it just to see if, you know, that is what I want to do. Okay, so obviously the corners need rounding on this as well. A lot of rounding on corners. Right, that's all those. Okay, and I am going to ink around all these. I'm going to use, I realised one of the reasons I didn't like yesterday's Get Your Words Together Belle project is because I didn't use my walnut stain on it. So it didn't have that warmth that walnut stain can bring. I've since added walnut stain. So I'm going to make sure I add the walnut stain and then a little bit of black soot. Because yeah, I just feel like that warms it up and it sort of links all my pieces together, all my ephemera pieces that I've made, because they've got the walnut stain on them, and it just does bring in a little bit of warmth, with especially if they've got a brighter, whiter background on the piece. So I'm just going to show you on this one, and then I'm going to do the rest off camera because you would have seen me do this a gazillion times. But if anyone's new, hi and welcome. I like to double ink my pieces. So I'm going to do that for the rest. I'm also going to ink around these and I will be back. Okay guys, so they have all been inked around, and I think I have decided to put this on here as well, but I may do it as kind of another flip spot for some hidden writing, because because I'm thinking we may need it. So this is going to flip like so. So this is going to flip with that going that way. So we need some writing space here, and it's going to be attached to this, which will then flip out this way, and we'll have some writing space there. So it will look like this. And then if I have this so that it flips up with writing space, and then maybe we'll put a ribbon on the back. So the first thing I need to do is I need to turn this into a little spot for, where did my book go to? I literally just had my book that I was using. Where did that go? Huh. Where did my book go? Honestly, I feel like things just disappear. There's nothing else. I haven't moved. So where did that go to? My glue book, in case you're like, what book? What are you talking about, woman? Okay. It just wanted to disappear. All right, then. Now, obviously, I should have really glued this down first, because then I could have just inked it the once. But say it with me, guys, why make life easy for yourself? That's kind of my motto if you're new here. Oh dear. Today I have woken up with the worst headache. So I don't think I slept very well. And I think because of that, I have a bit of a headache. Or I could just have a headache because, you know, I'm one of those people that I do actually get headaches a lot. Kind of a family thing. So we have that. So that will flip open like that. We have this small piece, which might actually work on the back of here. Okay, that's going to work on there perfectly. Just needs its corners rounded. Honestly, obviously, you could make lots of pockets for this. It could get really, really intricate. And, you know, there is a part of me that wants to make it super intricate. If you've seen some of my other projects, guys. But I'm not going to today. We're just going to go a little bit back to something more simple. One, because it's easier to do when I've got a headache. And two, just for time. So yeah, that one will go there. And then we've got this one on here. Like so. And then, yeah, that didn't come. Right, why don't you like this piece? Stop playing up. Okay, let's just get some scissors. Do that instead. Yeah, so you could add pockets and extra flips and all sorts. I'm not even going to use magnets today. I know, everyone gasped in shock. But no, I'm not. So what I'm going to do now is two things. Firstly, I'm going to ink around all these little bits of paper. And secondly, I'm going to do a stitch around each of the images. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'll be back. Okay, guys, everything has been inked and stitched around, threads everywhere. I like to stagger as well where I start my stitching and things from, so that you don't have all the threads in the same place. Found my book. Yeah, I like to do that. So now we're going to start sticking things to where they're going to go. So that goes there. And I've also stitched around the piece of paper. So I know this has to go on here. I mean, that thread's a bit long, but I don't actually mind them too long. Especially as there's not going to be a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Decoration on these. So just going to glue, make sure I really get it over that thread. And then make sure this is as straight as it can be. And I'm trying to make sure everything's the right way, because I kind of want the, I mean, it's not going to matter because you're not going to see it too much, but in my head, I want the floors to be the right way, so that they're all kind of the patterns the same. So that's what's in my head. Okay, so that's the first one on. And then we're going to do the back. And as this is down here, I'm going to put this up that way because the threads then will be more staggered on this piece. I just think it adds a little bit of interest if you start your stitching in different places. Okay, let's turn this over and put this on. Okay. Threads. So yeah, that is the first piece. So this has to be the second piece. Again, these are very long. I had it up that way, I think. So we're going to put this on. Like so. So I just want to say I have had so many new subscribers, and like I can't tell you guys what it means. It means everything, and all your lovely comments. I mean, I read them every day. I do try and reply, but it takes me a few days to reply with one thing and another, other life commitments. And oh my gosh, I just love reading them. You really, guys, you just make my day. You really do when I read your comments. That's up, so we're going to do this one down. Yeah, I honestly can't tell you what it means to me. So welcome to everyone, my new subbies. I hope you enjoy not just this, but, you know, stick around and enjoy other things that I'm doing as well. Yeah, gosh, I'm just blown away, guys. It's just really made my month. And it just means so much to know that people enjoy your makes and your slightly chaoticness. It just means a lot, guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, honestly. Yeah, it means so much to me. And I never expected it. I honestly just chose to do Creep on June like 2 days before it went up. And thought, oh, that sounds just what I need. I just need to get some little creepiness on, because that's kind of what I love, including nature stuff. And yeah, it just means so much to me, guys. I never expected it to kind of take off the way it has. My makes. That is not very straight, but that's okay. It can be a little bit wibbly wobbly. So these are going to go on like this, and then I still want this on top, like so. Now, this is where we have to work out where hinges are going to go. So I pulled out some black lace, and I'm going to use this as my hinge. I did also have some thicker fabric, but I think this will work, and I just really like it. So first thing we're going to hinge these first, actually, because then I'll know how big the hinge on there is going to be. So this is going to be hinged on this side. So it's going to be hinged there and there. I am going to need to stitch that like so. And then this is going to be hinged on this side. So let's do that as well. I'm not even cutting it completely straight because, you know, it's meant to be a little bit creepy. And that's going to be hinged there, and I need to then make sure that really goes on the back and doesn't interfere. So that would go like so on this one. There and then there. And on there. And now let's work out how big a hinge we need. We've got this. Don't need all this. work out how big a hinge I need, because this needs to be hinged, but it's going to have to be hinged to the back. So that'll go right to the back one there. I have a lot of fabric on here. So I am going to stitch those. I think the first one I'll stitch together is these, because that again will give me how big a hinge this needs to be. I feel like this needs to be more ripped. Like have a bit of fraying to you. So I'm going to go stitch those, and then it will be easier for me to show you how they work together. Okay guys, so word of advice, which I'll come to in a minute. Firstly, look how grungy that is. I need to cut some of this lace off. Love it. Just love all these threads. So this opens like that. And then it opens like this. So you've got writing space there in this image. And then that opens like that. So again, you've got writing space. Let's cut off a bit of that thread. Oh my gosh, honestly, guys, look at all these threads. Lovely. And then this opens like this. Now, when you are stitching this back piece that attaches these two, be careful not to stitch this on. It might be better, now I've done it, to wait to put this on after you've done all the stitching. Does that make sense? Because you could stitch this closed. You can see it's just gone through here, but thankfully I thought about it quite quickly, so I adjusted where my stitching was going. But yeah, it all comes together like so. All these yummy threads. Oh my gosh, there are just so many threads, guys. Look at it. Look at it. So many threads. Let's cut some of these ones off. Okay. A really long one there. Let's cut that off. I do love threads though, so I'm not going to cut them all off, but you know. Okay, so it comes together like so, which I really like. Now, where's the word gone? I had the word melancholy. Now, these are from a Release the Crafting kit. I'm using their words a lot in these projects because I was on their design team when they had one. They don't anymore, sadly, but I was on their design team for many years. So I have a lot of these, and also I just love their stuff. I will leave the link down below, but yeah, go to their Etsy. They have lots of words. And I'm thinking I want to put the word melancholy because I just think a house, as I said, a house left alone, it just gives me so much sadness. And particularly this one, you know, it's all fallen apart, and I don't know, you think about who might have lived there, who the joy it's seen, the parties, the events, the different things that have gone on, the happy times, even the sadness and the tears, you know, it all makes up a house, doesn't it? And I just feel sad that maybe it's not got anyone living in it anymore. It just feels a little bit sad. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that's how I'm feeling about it. I'm just taking some scraps that I've got because I just want to stick this word down. So I just want to use a few scraps, literally scraps that I've got in a box here. I don't need to add any more fabric because, let's face it, there is fabric in this a lot. But yeah, although abandoned houses are always like super interesting, aren't they, as well? When you drive past them and you think, ooh, it's a bit spooky. And yeah, I just think they're fascinating. And as children, you're often daring each other, go into the old house, there. Which, looking back as adults, is not safe to do. A lot of those houses are falling down and things like that. It also, again, if you're new here or you've just joined me for Creep on June, you will probably not know, unless you've watched some of my other videos, that I am a big lover of like mysteries, cozy mysteries, murder mysteries, books. And from a child, you know, I blame the famous five. And I love a good mystery that's set in an old house, you know, or Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo always seemed to be in an old house or some abandoned lighthouse or something as well, didn't he? Scooby. No, I'm not going to sing it, Belle. Copyright. But yes, so I love that. It says melancholy down. I just think it's so sad. Okay, Belle. Okay, walk away from the sadness. It's sad. I am wondering if I want some crackle glaze on there as well. And I was wondering about some flowers. And I know I use these flowers a lot, guys. But again, I'm trying to make my projects match up. And also, I just love my flowers. And often when you're in old houses, you actually see flowers and things growing through the actual house, like trees and things, don't you? Which is fascinating. Kind of like that. And that pokes out of there. Yeah, you often see those growing through. I don't think we need that one either. So that's where I'm going with this. Gardens overgrown. There's always something left as well, isn't there? There's always some piece of someone's former life or something. But yeah, I love mysteries. I particularly love what they call like closed room or closed circle mysteries. Again, I blame Mrs. Agatha Christie for One by One. Which if you haven't read, you have got to read that book. And if you have, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I love that. And that kind of locked door mystery, or where there's only so many people that it could be, you know? And you're like, whoa. Or a storm's raging outside and you're thinking, well, do I want a bat on there or not? You're not thinking that. But I'm thinking out loud. You're not thinking, do I want a bat on there? See, I think the bat looks great when this is open, but I don't know if I like it when it's shut. Let's just add the bat. I do still have some of the Tim Holtz ones left, but very few of them. And I kind of want to, like, these are both Tim Holtz, but one's on black acetate, which I prefer. And then we've got these ones, and I'm almost out of these, and I don't really want to use them all up because I might want to use them on another project. So I think we're going to add this bat instead, but I really don't know if I like it as much as the acetate one. But then if I use all the acetate one, I won't have any left for future projects. So come on, Belle, just use this one. You've got this one too. Yeah, so one by one, where they're all in a house and they're cut off by the sea because there's a storm going on and everything like that. I love those kind of mysteries. So then we open this up. We've got all this writing space. So what we're going to put on here, look at all these yummy threads. Oh. I did have another word that I was thinking of, like, is this Cimarran? Very dark and gloomy, or Tenebros, dark, murky, and or obscure. I almost like freak of nature because I kind of think like a house without anyone living in it is a freak of nature. But we'll go for this one. Again, I will leave the link to these down below. They're great for these kind of grungy. They don't just have Gothic words. They have a lot of Gothic, witchy words, things like that. So, yeah. But I know I'm getting a lot of people ask, might want it up there. Because we've got the other one down there. So let's stagger them, shall we? Let's even rip that a little bit. We don't need the whole thing. Yes. And that would go there. Oh, that kind of goes really well because it comes in at the bottom of the cupboard and the floor. That kind of blends really lovely. Which I like. Do I want any writing or anything on it? Or do I just like it as so? I'm just looking in my little scraps to see what I've got that might work well. We've already used a bit of this, haven't we? So we could use another bit just down there. I don't know if I like it. I think I like it like that, you know, guys. I think I do. I think I just like it coming in at the bottom of that cupboard. So, yeah. That's what this is kind of reminding me of. An old abandoned house where kids would dare each other to go in, especially at certain times a year. And you've just got all the bits and bobs. I've got more bats here, so could use more bats. We've got another one there. And we could have a bigger one down here. I didn't want to decorate too much. But let's bring the bats in. Oh, should we have poison? Because this is in a kitchen. And I feel like, yes, I like that down there. You've got to be careful in these old houses. One, because if they're very, very old, they might have all sorts that you don't know. Asbestos, lead, mercury, who knows what they used to use in a lot of these old houses. And let's have the bats. And two, you don't know, like, if they've got any old things left over from... You see, in Agatha Christie books, you've always got to be careful of the garden shed because there's always chemicals in there to help kill wasps or rats or something. Oh my gosh. Honestly, if you've been watching me for a while, you'll be like, she's actually managed to start talking about Agatha Christie in Creep on June. I have a problem, guys. I am a huge Agatha Christie fan, so I tend to... Oh, we didn't put any flowers on here. I tend to talk about her a lot in certain projects. And look, I've managed to bring her in to Creep on June, because how could I not? But yeah, you just got to be careful with garden shed in a lot of Agatha Christie books. I do feel like I want to plant. I just keep trying different ones. I've got that one. Let's go for that one. Yeah. And if you didn't know, Agatha Christie actually worked... She did during the war. She worked in the pharmacy and things. So she knew a lot about poisons, which is why she used them a lot in her books. Yeah. But anyway, it's giving me those feels like one by one. You've been invited. You've been invited to the house. Obviously, they then based the... I say obviously, it's not obviously, but they kind of based the movie Clue and that on the concept of that hidden room kind of thing. I feel like I don't like this. Another bat. We could bring in a red and just have the word, another word, poison. No, we've already got that. So let's bring in instead one of the little Tim Holtz pieces. Something like this. I've just had to stock up on these because I was out, or I'm almost out. Can't have that. I use these all the time. So yeah, stop playing around, Belle. Just grab one. I just feel like the bottom of that leaf needs covering up with something. Maybe round, something round. Maybe that's what I'm looking for to bring in the plates. That's it. Okay, so let's do this. I don't know, honestly. I can bring Agatha Christie into almost any conversation. Normally it's reserved for my Marguerite Millers. But yeah, here we go. I managed to bring her into this. Oh, I didn't ink that. Let's try and ink it with some glue on it. Old abandoned house. Mystery. Okay. So that's that one. That closes up. That closes up. Then this opens and we've got this. And as I've already got some words, shall we get another one? Shall we use the dark, murky, obscure one? Or Freak of Nature? As we've used one on everyone, I wasn't intending to, but, you know, let's see which one I like. Boom, ba-dum. I got them. Let's use them. I kind of want to, because this means dark and gloomy. This says dark in it, so I'm going to use Freak of Nature. Not that a house is nature, is it? I mean, they're man-made. So, but it just feels weird. It's a bit like ships under the ocean. I'm going to say it's another weird thing of mine. I don't like shipwrecks because it just is wrong. Like, ships are meant to be on the ocean, on the sea, not under it. Oh, they really creep me out. I don't like them at all. Let's rip a little bit more of that. So, yeah, I do not like those at all. Oh, yes, I like that. Okay, let's bring in a flower because we've used them on the other pieces. I'm going to have to cut some more flowers. I've used so many of them, which is great. I don't want the gold. I don't want the black. Or do I want the black? Because I can add to it, can't I? So, yeah. Okay, let's add a little touch of the antique gold. Just a smidge. This is what I've been using, guys, of this. Just little bits on here. So we've still got the black, but it just picks up a little something. Oh my gosh, this project took on a life of its own. I wasn't intending to add words everywhere. I wasn't intending to add flowers or things like that. Just took on its own life, which is what I like about projects, don't you guys? When you've got something in your head and then you start crafting and you think, oh no, and the project's like, use this on me. I need this. I mean, obviously it's not doing that. That's weird, but you get what I mean. I'm feeling I might put a little bit of writing on the end of this. I mean, the writing's upside down, but, or do I need it? I don't think I need it. So we're not going to. We're just going to glue down. Making sure to get it on this top one because this one obviously opens. So anyway, yeah, beware the gardener's shed. Okay, and obviously we've used bats on the other ones, so I feel like we need to bring a bat in on this one. I don't want it coming through the doorway. I think I just want one bat down there. We have got a smaller one I can use that could come through the doorway. No, I only want one bat on this one. That's what I want. So that's what we're doing. And I'm not going to add any decoration to the tea stain paper. One, because it's quite grungy and beautiful as it is. But two, I just feel like right now there's a lot going on. Obviously I could stencil a little bit if I wanted, but I don't know how I want that back. Do I want it this way instead? Okay, we're going to have it that way instead. yeah, I could stencil a little bit. I've taken some of the paper off there, but that's okay. That's what ink's for. Yeah. So this is going to close up like so. Oh, I'm really liking it, guys. Zippy crangy. And 4 threads. Opens up. We've got a little bit of writing there. We haven't got anything on the front. We don't need a word, but I was wondering about using some crackle glaze. And I'm wondering about putting a bat, because we don't have a bat on here. And I don't really want a bat on there. But we could kind of put a bat just there, couldn't we? We could just put a bat on the inside. And I think I do want that. And I might use this tiny piece of paper and then just put a bat on it. Yes, I think I'm going to. 1, because I've got it and I just want to use it. And 2, it pulls in this here and just adds a little bit of interest on this one, because the front of this is quite plain. Or the back of this, rather. Well, yeah, and the front. Although, like I said, I might use some crackle glaze. Because I haven't used my crackle glaze in a while. Okay, we've got our bat. Can you even see the bat? I mean, you can. It's not my favourite. I really do like these. I really do like these ones. That would have worked better. But do you know what? I need to use these. So yes, so now I need to think, am I going to tie this together? And I was thinking I would, because I'm not using a magnet, which would work great. And I'm not using paperclip, which again would work great, as would Velcro dots. But I kind of feel like, oh yes, I want the ribbon. So this is going to open. I might glue the ribbon to the back, actually. This opens, you've got writing space. This opens this way, you've got writing space. I feel like this is more cluttered, but that's okay. And then, what's that on there? Where'd that come from? And then this opens this way, and you've got writing space and all this fun. All this funness. Let me move that so you can see a bit better. And then this opens, or it will do if I haven't stuck things together. There we go. This opens like that, and you've got more writing space, but obviously you've got that image there. We've got the bats, we've got the flowers, we've got the plants, and then it all comes together with a ribbon. But yeah, I need to decide if I'm going to put any crackle paste. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. It's a bit simpler. No acetate, no weird hidden pockets, no vellum or anything like that. Could actually link the ribbon through these holes. Yeah, nothing like that, but it's still a really fun, grungy project with so many threads and a little bit of a story behind it. So that's it. That's day 20, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon with another video. And until next time, wherever you are in the world, I hope you are having lots and lots of creepy, crafty fun. Bye for now.